I am. I am the light. I am the soul. It was something their heart was telling them, right? It was their inspiration. This vision of all this gold on this painting and this hand coming out of this. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light. But never as much as you can be inspired by your own sound. And I was still wondering because Hey there, welcome to day 11. In case you don't know, I've committed myself to a 30-day challenge, which means every day I create and upload one YouTube video and see where it leads me. So welcome to day 11. And I have to say, it's quite an interesting journey so far, and I'm actually having fun doing it. And each day, I have no idea what comes through, what I'm going to talk about. Nothing has ever been prepared in the first place before the challenge. It is really opening up to something new that I have never done before in that way and see what comes through. Because I know there is so much that wants to come through in so many ways. And it's kind of beautiful to discover even myself how the themes come to me, what it is that I'm going to say, and what it is that is most important to my heart in each moment. So for today, I have brought several poets. Actually, those are poets and that are intentions connected to a painting. Each poetry I'm going to read to you today has its own painting, and I was first considering putting them into the video as well. I see if I'm going to do it. Nevertheless, I started sharing on my Instagram, divinearts.love, and I'm planning on sharing more about that whole idea of divine arts. And if you're interested in that and already want to know more about it, in day 6, Paintings and Passion, I talk a little bit more about that idea, about that vision that I hold, about my paintings and how they connected to poetry and how I am speaking them and singing them, because I want my paintings to sing to you and for you. So, but for now, for this video, I have picked 4 of them. I also have poetry that is not connected to paintings, but I chose 4 that are connected to paintings because that resonated just the most for this video. So probably it's what resonates with you, what you might need to hear, maybe what serves you best when you tap into that field. And I'm just going to read them each, and after each reading, I'm going to talk a little bit more about it, about what moved me to create the painting and the poem and the intention to the painting in the first place. So, the first one is called I Am the Light, I Am the Soul. No matter where I go, I remember who I am. No matter how deep I seem to fall, I remember who I am. No matter how high I might flight, I remember who I am. No matter where I go, I remember who I am. No matter how deep I might fall, that's so beautiful. And I'm not going to cut that out. I actually have no idea what just happened. I have no idea. but I'm just going with the flow and I'm just starting all over. Maybe it's just the importance of that painting to me and those lines. I have no idea what happened, but that's okay. I'm just restarting because that's the space where feeling is allowed, right? Well, I am the light. I am the soul. No matter where I go, I remember who I am. No matter how deep I seem to fall, I remember who I am. No matter how high I might fly, I remember who I am. Wherever it may take me, I remember who I am. I have always been. I will always be. I am. I am the light. I am the soul. When this painting came to me, it was in a time of huge transformation, of huge transition. And I was just opening so much more my heart than I have ever done before, which led me to doing things that I never thought that I actually would do. And when those lines came through, it was just like my truth is kind of pouring through me and into the canvas. And I remember it's kind of a big canvas. It's 1 meter to 1 meter. And I remember it was such a beautiful journey creating that painting, because every painting is not planned at all, and it includes everything: the technique, the color, the way the colors are put on the canvas, and everything in which row the colors I choose, which color is first, which one is last. Nothing is planned and everything is just coming through in the right moment. And I remember I had this big canvas in front of me, and I've received, I already knew, okay, it's about this amount of colors, and everything is included, by the way, if I have to buy new ones or if the ones that I have already stored are enough. And for this canvas, I've received an amount of colors that seemed just so ridiculously less for such a huge painting. I was trusting, because I know for sure, no matter how illogical or unreal it seems what comes through that I need for the painting, it's every time a success in the end, and every time afterwards it makes so much sense. And that's the beauty about those paintings. That's the beauty in creating them that way. That's what I love about it. And I don't know, it was like a few colors, and 2 of them I had already at home, and they just seemed so empty. And I was like, how am I ever going to kind of fill this canvas, this huge canvas, with so less color? Is it the way you say it? Anyways, you know what I mean. But I was trusting. I was just going with the flow. I felt into it. I opened up, and just to check myself, right? Maybe I have misinterpreted something. But no, it was that. It was do it. It's just right. So I started. And I was going with the flow, and I was all the way in. And then the first stop kind of came, like the first break. It's like the first colors I put on, and I did everything that came to me, and then it was, for now it's good. And then I was just standing in front of it, and it was not even halfway covered, but it felt so right. But it was, and I had even less color now. And was just so much amount of white canvas left and so much space left, and it was so amazing. It was so amazing. And well, then I finished, and I was still wondering, because all the colors that were supposed to be on the canvas were now on the canvas. So, and kind of everything was kind of covered, but it was such a thin layer to it. It wasn't, the colors were gone. I had nothing more to do in that moment, and it seemed finished, but I could feel it's not finished. And it was such a beautiful progress, because it was just me having to trust in that creation, in that even if it looks like that now, I just had to trust in what I feel inside of me, because I had this kind of vision as a feeling, not as a image in my mind, just as this feeling. There was just a sense that something is still coming, but I had no clue whatsoever what that could be. And a few days went by, and I actually have no idea. I'm not sure anymore how I received the impulse, but it was a moment that truly showed me everything is so intimately connected. And it kind of makes me so emotional every time I think about it, because I went to the store to buy more colors for another painting, because I suddenly received a vision during a day doing something. There was this vision for next painting, which is the painting What I Touch Turns into Gold. And I had this vision of all this gold on this painting, and this hand coming out of this kind of sea or sand of gold, and is kind of emerging out of it, and everywhere is this glitter gold and glitter gold. That's all I was seeing. And so I went and I bought so many tubes of glitter gold, and I was starting that painting. And when I was somewhere in the middle of it, something happened within me. And it's like my consciousness kind of expanded, because I was diving so much into that intention of what I touch turns into gold, feeling it in all my bones as I was creating it. And then I saw it. And then I saw myself bringing that glitter with the most tiny brushes onto that big canvas. And that's when I knew that's it. And that something had to align within me, that something needed to emerge within me so this painting could be finished, right? I needed to be in a certain energy and be in alignment with a certain type of state of being that is the right state of being to finish that painting I am, which was called in the first place I am, but is now called I am the light, I am the soul. And that was just such a beautiful journey, because every step of that, bringing that glitter onto that canvas with really the tiniest brushes, was such a beautiful experience. And I could feel I was literally becoming a new person, creating it from that moment on. Something just happened. It took me quite some time to fill all this canvas. I don't know, maybe a week, but I was all in it. It was not just 1 hour. I was just so in joy creating that painting with that glitter and feeling into it where the next glitter comes on. And most of the time I didn't even know how it looked in the end. I just stand in front of it. I just stood in front of it, kind of opened my awareness. And I just kind of waited until I was ready to receive. But it was not like a waiting mode. I was really opening to that image. I am the light, I am the soul, and was tuning into that frequency as I was standing there ready with that gold next to me. And when something came and I didn't even know what it would be, and I started putting it on the canvas, stepped back, and suddenly there was this image. It was my most beautiful up until this point crazy experience in creating a painting. Really, it really was. But I understood, because the intention is so powerful. I am the light. I am the soul, right? It's not just, we are all waking up to this, and it's not just intellectual anymore. It's not just mentally understanding it anymore. It's really feeling what it means. How do I move the brushes when I'm not doing it as the character, as the conditioned character, but as who I truly am? How am I experiencing life through this body, right? When I know that, because there is so much information and we all know so much, but now is the time to kind of act on it, be it, express it through the body. But how is that, right? We have no experience so far in this lifetime, right? And this was such an amazing experience, creating this painting and becoming myself, which I was intending when I was receiving that painting in the first place. And I know receiving that is kind of also part of being it, because I cannot receive it if I'm not really am it on a certain level, even when my physical appearance has to kind of catch up. My actions have to kind of now catch up to it. And I feel there's so much more to talk about only that painting. And I want to say one more thing, and I share that also with you. That wasn't planned at all, but now I'm going to share that with you because it just comes up right now. Even before the painting was born, I received a song. And it was in a time when I was really, really opening up my voice on another level, allowing myself to sing, practicing my voice, my sound in a whole new way, just by opening up my awareness again. And I was kind of downloading it all. I was downloading what to do. I was kind of detaching from all the techniques and all the things that I have to do and how you do it right. I was just opening up. I was kind of letting it all go, opening up. And then I kind of downloaded it step by step. And that's when kind of a song occurred to me, which I called I Am the Light, I Am the Soul. And it was just me sounding first. I was just sounding. I was just surrendering to my own voice, not expecting any outcome, that a line has to come out, that it has to be a certain way, and it has to sound a certain way, just for the feeling of it, sounding. And as I was sounding, and I was just feeling into it, I was kind of just loving myself and the feeling of myself and my voice so much. And I was just surrendering so much to it. And suddenly the lines came out all by themselves. And I'm going to sing it, a short version of it right now, just to share it now, because after the painting was born and quite some time has passed, only a few days ago, when I was just preparing this kind of sheet with that intention on so I can share it with you, I realized this painting is this song. And it was so clear to me. It makes me even cry now, because this painting was such a journey and is even now. And that it was so proof to me, so proof to me how powerful those paintings are, how powerful it is to give it an intention and to go all the way in and kind of becoming it, immersing into it, and just watching yourself, kind of discovering yourself as you are becoming it, and all at the same time. You are the one that has created it. You are the one that has received it. You are the one that are observing yourself and kind of observing yourself changing, and at the same time are the one that is changing in the physical realm. And when I realized and it clicked that this is the song to the painting, it was so much proof to me that this whole idea of divine arts and intention paintings and the connection of the sound of color and the sound of vibration, it just kind of proved to me how powerful it is and how much it can serve us in aligning into certain frequencies. And And that just made my heart it cracked my heart even more open. And usually when I sing the intention of the paintings, I usually sing the lines that are coming with the intentions. And with this painting, it's different. Because I was reading the lines to you, and the song has only the 2 lines. I am the light, I am the soul. And I'm diving right into it. I am the light, I am the soul. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light. I am the light, I am the soul. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light. I am the light, I am the soul. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light. I am the soul, I am the light, I am the light. I am the light, I am the soul. I am the light, I am the light, I am the light. I am the light, I am the light. This is kind of a short version that I just sang just the way it felt right now. And I'm really excited already to create music to it, because that hasn't happened yet. That actually hasn't happened to a lot of my poetry and my songs yet. And to dive right into that next poetry that is connected to a painting, it fits perfectly because it's called Sing. I love this so much. My true power lies in the expression of who I really am. I sing right through the veil, and I open up to possibility. I'm inspired by my own voice, by my own sound, and I allow the melody of my heart to play. You know, the reason why those lines came through is because we are always trying so hard to be someone else, especially when we're trying to sing, right? When we're trying to sing. And I say trying because that is what we do. We're trying to sing. And so in the beginning, when we're not really knowing yet where we want to go with it, what we want to do with it, well, the most logical thing to us, of course, is that we sing songs that we love, right? Songs that other people, other creators already had poured their hearts into it. So we cover, which leads us often right into trying to sound like someone. Then plus this conditioned mind that has all these opinions how it should look, that kind of is conditioned also by society and the music industry. And then we're trying to sing a certain song a certain way a certain other co-creator has sang it. And that is where we often feel frustrated and stuck, because we do not have the chance then to experience our own sound. And that's what I've realized when those lines came through. Because we are so much inspired by others, and that's so beautiful. That's perfect. That's great. But what about our voice? What about being inspired by our own sound, right? What comes through to us? And that's why that painting was so important to me, because I created that painting together with my partner, by the way. And we created it for our singing coach at the time. We had a singing coach for a few months, and I just realized we are trying to be so much as someone else. And I even had the idea to create that painting for him, because I also realized it in him. I saw parts in him that I've realized within myself too, that we are always so conditioned in how it is supposed to sound. But who says how it is supposed to sound, right? I mean, the co-creators that are making music, that are maybe successful in the music industries, that are singing all the songs that we maybe love, it was something their heart was telling them, right? It was their inspiration. It was their inspiration to their own sound. And they are allowing mostly, maybe not all of them, but usually in the best way, they are allowing their own inspiration to come through. In the best case, not looking at anybody else. How is she doing it? How is he doing it? Am I sounding like her? No. They find a way to be inspired by their own sound. That's what I'm feeling. And I think that's how you become even that successful. By surrendering to yourself. And yes, everybody else, someone else can inspire you, but never as much as you can be inspired by your own sound. And I think there is nothing greater than opening up your vessel, your body, and kind of surrendering to your own voice and see how that looks, how that sounds. What wants to come through if you're detaching from lines that has already been written by someone else. Maybe a whole new style will be born through you. Maybe things that never ever someone ever has sang before. And that is why I was so inspired when I received those lines. And we all need to tap into the truth of allowing our own melody to play. And everybody else that is inspiring us is only supposed to inspire us so our own melody can come forth. It is there to inspire us, to activate in us what wants to come through, and not to copy, even when we cover songs. And that is why I firstly detached from covering songs, because I realized every time I cover, all the conditioning that I have also learned in that coaching, everything comes through, and in my mind, it's like I was programmed to sing it a certain way, but we are different in any moment, right? You cannot make sure to sing every song, even not your own, all the time in the same way. It's not what it's about. It's about discovering yourself each and every moment new and bringing that through you. So even when I cover, I want to make sure I sing it as myself. I pick the song in the first place that I cover because the words resonate so much with me. And when the words resonate so much with me, it means there is a truth in that is clicking within me, trying to bring something within me forth. So we can cover songs and sing them like us, like we open up to those words and discovering our own truth in it, and then allow the sound to come forth and the words in that way. And there is just so much to discover in all that topic, but I want to continue now to the next poetry. And the next one I have for you is one that I called Creative Expression. I wrote the lines, but also this is a painting I've created with my partner together, and just to give you a quick insight on the way it came to life, it was such a transformative moment, and we had to let go of so much. Maybe I talk about that in another video a little bit more deeply. But to come to the canvas, to the painting itself, we just took that little canvas. It's not big, maybe this big, and like a cube. And I'm not sure if I was saying it right, if it's a cube, but it has the same length and on all the sides. That's what I mean by that. And it was such a vulnerable moment and such a beautiful experience in our life. And we were sitting on that kitchen table, and both of us had colors and brushes, several. And we're sitting kind of in front of each other, and the canvas kind of in the middle. And we were just starting. We were not planning anything. We were just starting. And I was starting on the side where I was sitting, and he was starting on the side where he was sitting. And whenever it felt right, we kind of turned the canvas and did the same. It was just such a beautiful experience, because it was such an amazing teaching to trust not only ourselves, but in the other person, right? And it was such an amazing experience. We had to surrender so much. You might even not think it, but I mean, you in the middle of creating something, and then it's time to turn the canvas, and you gotta trust that that what you have created is kind of safe in the other person's hands, right? And we didn't just turn it once. We turned it and turned it and turned it and turned it until the painting was truly finished. And what came out? I couldn't believe my eyes, actually, because there was being able to surrender to such a degree to each other brought such a beauty forth. Such beauty forth. And I love it. So, creative expression. As I allow myself to be guided by the brushes, I start to feel what is inside of me is now being revealed. Creative expression is what I'm here for, no matter the shape, size, or form. Who I am, I wonder? I am my greatest joy. This is who I am, whatever that might be. I am my greatest joy, creatively expressing into anything I wish to be. I love this sentence so much, I have to say it again. I am my greatest joy, creatively expressing in anything I wish to be. Why is that so important? Because we wonder so much who we are, and we try to determine so much who we are, when we are our greatest joy. It doesn't have to be a certain shape, form, size, a certain look, a certain way, it doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. It's about the creative expression and the ability to allow yourself to be yourself and express your joy in any moment, no matter what it is, no matter what you did yesterday, no matter what you think has to be finished. This is such a beautiful degree of freedom. That is what I've learned. And in combination with doing that together, kind of turning the canvas, it was just such a perfect experience. The last one I have, I thought it would be a shorter video, but I was so in, and I'm so kind of passionate about it. I'm so much passionate about that. I'm even surprised every time I realize my passion when I'm kind of sharing about that. I really am passionate, even more than I thought, again and again, over and over again. So the next one is called unconditional satisfaction. And this is such a beautiful one, because it is actually it's a series of 4 paintings. And the series is called True Divine Power. And it's also something we created together. So I created 2 paintings of that, and he created 2 paintings of that. And unconditional satisfaction is what came through me, and is one of the 4 paintings of true divine power. I believe that unconditional satisfaction is like one of the most important things when it comes to really expressing true divine power. I was really tuning into true divine power. What does that really mean? And unconditional satisfaction is inevitable. That's what I believe. To your truth, to your true power. Unconditional satisfaction. For I want my heart to be wide open in this beautiful world. Unconditional satisfaction, because I want my heart to be wide open in every moment of my life. I enjoy it all. I love it all, and I allow it all. Unconditional satisfaction. Are you capable to play that kind of game? That kind of vibration? I want to be ready to play that kind of vibration. I choose unconditional satisfaction. I choose to be ready. What I've realized when those lines came through me is when we are not able to detach from anything, we can never experience our true power. If we need certain things in order to feel good, to feel better, we can never experience our true core power. There is nothing wrong with wanting anything. But when you need anything in order to feel satisfied, you will never experience your true power, period. And that's what I've realized. And that's why I practice so much and trained myself into not needing anything. Into not needing anything to be satisfied, to feel joy. What if you take everything away? Then you're in lack? Then you don't have the ability to feel good? Then you don't have the ability to express who you truly are because you're just so sad or mad or unsatisfied because life is that way or this way. That's what I've realized on my path of conscious awakening. Every time I managed to detach from it all, I was in pure bliss. And I was unconditionally satisfied. And I realized that's the state of my truth. That's who I truly am. And then when I was about to experience something, a nice meal or a beautiful experience with my partner or whatever it is you can experience on earth, the experience itself was like booming into expansion. I don't know how else to say it, but it was a whole different experience. It was so much more blissful because I didn't need it. I didn't need it anymore. I had it and I didn't need it, and that made it's so much more beautiful. Every moment was magical. Every moment that I was experiencing in that way was so magical and still is. And that's why unconditional satisfaction is one of the most important things that I've realized to be truly in your true divine power. And I cannot wait to share with you those other 3, but that's one of them, one of the 4. You know, I really enjoyed this video so much. And I have to say, since today was a huge integration day, really an integration, I meditated a lot and I rested a lot. And I didn't even believe or think that I would maybe record this video, but I let it go, even though it is a 30-day challenge. And I was like, okay, it's okay. Whatever happens, it's okay, because I really felt that I needed to integrate a lot of stuff. My body needed a lot of rest. And in the most unexpected moment, I suddenly felt so ready to do this. And here I am now. And it turned out to be, wow, what I didn't thought it would turn out that way. I didn't think it would turn out that way. I didn't think it would turn out badly or something, but I'm just in awe right now by how much I enjoyed this. And yes, that's what I wanted to say. And the same goes for my singing in crowded places. I'm going to skip it today, not because I don't want to do it, but I had some realizations on that whole thing itself. I might share with you in the next video, but also because I really needed that rest, and I really felt into it, and it was not the time to go into crowded places because of the energy, and I had to kind of take care of my body today. So I can't wait because I'm going to do it tomorrow. Tomorrow will be then day 5 of it. And I really am excited to share with you some of my realizations that I had when it comes to that. And for now, let me remind you, you are worthy. You are truly worthy of your own sound. You are worthy of your own voice, and you are worthy of your own truth. You are worthy now. And may this video and everything that I do inspires you. May it inspires you to surrender to your own truth and to allow yourself the space to discover your own voice, how you are sounding. What is it in you that wants to come forth? Because that's my greatest wish actually with doing everything that I do. If it inspires you just a little bit to follow your heart even more and to surrender to yourself even more, well, it's a great success. Have a beautiful time, gorgeous soul. Have a beautiful, beautiful time. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 12 of my YouTube challenge. Bye.